Welcome.
Will not be televised.
If I like to say I meditate on what it is I'm going to work on, or I meditate on the canvas, and after a while,
statements out to the people through his work, and you do the same thing, Q. So you're representing very well here on being the Malcolm Jamal Warner tribute. Now we're going to take some time right now to see Malcolm Jamal in action right here on the BAF Solutions Network.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Master Motivators Mondays. Give it up, give it up, give it up. We're motivating everybody out here. Motivation is all around. Let me go ahead and show a master motivator here, as you'll see.
I had already sent a tape in for the audition, and the phone rang, and I said, hello. And he said, may I speak to Tonette McKinney? And I said, speaking. He said, this is Ray Charles. And I'm like, oh my God, without trying to scream. And you know what I mean? I got the phone, and I'm like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, yes, yes. He said, okay, we're going to London. Would you like to go? This is the rehearsal room. The girls would come in and we would start preparing ourselves for the show. And this is one of the mirrors that we would use. And we'd stand here and we'd start doing our routine and moving back and forth. And everyone was together. And then we start preparing and to go to the mic. 1, 2, 3. And you're there and you're ready to sing. And Mr. Charles would come in through that door. And once he came in, everyone knew that it was time to come together. And he'd come here and he'd sit here at the piano, and the girls would position themselves behind him. And whatever song that he would play, we'd be ready. Some like, hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. He was such a great man, and so many people loved Ray Charles. No matter where you went, you said Ray Charles, people knew who you were talking about. Because, I'm sorry, I don't mean to do this, but since his death, I really haven't had a chance to just sit down and talk about my experience and how great it was. If I could just close my eyes and just for a moment, just steal a moment in time, it would be great. It would be great if I could just one more time, like see Mr. Charles sitting at the piano and we all coming around him and we're getting ready to sing whatever song that he's playing. I mean, if I could do that just one more time, I mean, it seems so quiet here now. Where's the music? Where's the singing? I'm so grateful and thankful that I had a chance to know Ray Charles. It's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Wow. Ray Charles. Man, that's an impressive master motivator right there. There's a lot that he's accomplished, and there's so much that we've been able to learn from him. And speaking of music, I'd love to go ahead and start off our Master Motivators Monday with a little drumming, because I would love for you all to get on a relaxed mindset and just be open for this new week we have here. It is December 8th. It's a big day and we're excited to be here, but you need to approach your day in a grounded way. You want to be able to go through the day. I actually had a nice shower this AM, a nice cold shower from warm to cold. So I was actually working on my extremities, and when you go through cold showers, you have to make sure that you breathe so that you don't shock the system. But it's a good way to wake yourself up. And if you don't breathe, then it's not gonna be comfortable. But through life, there's many hurdles and there's many things that make us uncomfortable. So you want to make sure that you breathe. So I always like to start off Master Motivators Mondays with a little bit of breath. Let's sit on up, put that good breath into your belly. 1, 2, release. And breathe in. And breathe out. Alright, let's breathe in those intentions. Breathe in. Breathe in how we're connected to the Master Motivators. And breathe out. We just heard from Ray Charles. Music is important. Breathe in. We're just getting those good frequencies in. And breathe out. Breathe out anything that doesn't serve you. Breathe out anything that's not motivating. Breathe in. We only want to be around motivators. I want to be motivated even when it gets long. And breathe out. Even when it gets difficult and you feel like you're getting stressed, you want to have some type of motivation. And breathe in. And breathe out. So you want to practice those extremities, having a count of 4 breath and then also a count of 8. So you'll find in different breathing techniques, you'll elongate that. But then when you have the short breaths, those are real good for you too, getting good oxygen in. So we like to motivate people here on Master Motivators Monday. So you just heard from Ray Charles. We were so excited to hear from Ray Charles. Why is he one of your master motivators, y'all? This is brother Kaleb. If you don't know him, then now you know. You definitely want to learn. Go out. We'll be able to drop in links, and we'll be able to showcase a brother that I'm so honored to be able to learn about. I'm honored to be able to walk shoulder to shoulder here on this path of revolution. We are excited to be here in the Kemet Club right now. The Black Achievement Fund is the way that we got connected. And I know he is an amazing brother. His personality is great. Everybody just loves him. His voice is booming and full of life and full of love and experience and wisdom. And also he is of Haitian descent. So we've been able to chop it up and learn different languages and learn different ways of living that's maybe beyond your physical sight. Okay, so we have here Brother Kaleb, and we are so excited to have him here. Welcome to Master Motivators Monday, Brother Kaleb.
Thank you.
Give it up. Thank you to our audience here.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, sir. So we would love to hear a little bit about your story. I'd love to know what makes you a master motivator. You know, what is I'm sure that'll come up soon in our questions, but I want to know a little bit about your story. I'd love to hear more about who Brother Kaleb is.
As Brother Julian said, my name is Kaleb Descent. I'm known on social media as Kaleb the Weaver. And earlier you hear Ray Charles, a blind man who have accomplished so much in his lifetime. And me being here, becoming blind at the age of 39, that was a life-changing event for me. But let us journey from the beginning, where I'm from. I was born in Haiti. I moved to Atlanta back in '84. First, I moved to my home state, Florida, in 1983 in March. And then I moved to Atlanta in '84. Going to school in Atlanta, one of the things I realized is that the teachers classified me even when I was in Haiti, because I stayed in the same grade till I was about 9 years old. And my teachers in Haiti classified me as a child that cannot learn. And moving here to Atlanta, that classification continued. Basically, they moved me through the grade, and I was in behavior disorder class for many years until I decided I didn't want to play that game anymore. So they put me in regular classes. Because school was so tough for me, I became a class clown. And I finally graduated from high school not knowing anything. And I've always wanted to push myself. My father is a tailor, and I used to go to his shop and do some work, and he put me with one of his friends to learn how to do tailoring. At first, I wanted to be a fashion designer, but I found tailoring to be very challenging, so I stopped going to the tailoring program that his friend put me through, that I went through with his friend, and I went to Job Corps, and from Job Corps, I went to Atlanta Area Tech to learn carpentry and cabinet making. It is there that I learned that I can learn. I just learn differently. When the teacher was on the board in the classroom doing whatever she was doing on the board, I would go to sleep. But when she did the same thing on a piece of wood, it makes sense to me.
Wow.
Because now I'm touching, I'm feeling. So I've always been a person that always good with my hand, touching and feeling. That's how I finished carpentry school and cabinet making school, by me applying the gift of my hands.
Okay.
And that's why Richard motivated me so much, because his gift was through music.
Right.
And back in 2012, when I stopped driving taxi, it was a dark days of my life. For 4 years, I did not do anything at all. Just moping and sipping on my misery. Why me? Why now? At the prime of my life, I lose my sight. It don't make sense to me. It's time for me to check out of this life. I don't want to be here anymore. I spent those 2 years living on my own in that apartment, and I finally decided, you know what? There's nothing for me to do. It's time for me to leave. So I walked to the store and I bought me a big bottle of I don't know. And I walked to the liquor store and buy me the cheapest bottle I can find of cheap liquor. And that night, I wrote a letter to my children, and I wrote a second letter to my brothers and sisters. And it was around 9 o'clock that night. I stood in that kitchen, and I took down that entire bottle. I only stopped to cool my throat and kept on drinking. And I had an old sofa. I laid on the sofa, and I felt electrical charges just going off all over my body. I was ready to go. I was happy on one end. I was sad on the other side because I realized that this is it. World, goodbye, ancestors, here I am. The crazy thing about drinking all this liquid is that soon or later, it would have to come out. I didn't want to lay on the sofa, peeing on the sofa, and the cop came to view my body and they smelled the urine on the sofa. So out of self-respect for myself, I could not walk. I was too drunk. I crawled my way to the bathroom, and it was a struggle to get myself on the toilet to do my number one. And I stayed there for a minute, and I fall and crawl back. On my way to the sofa, I collapsed. And when I woke up the next day, I was highly pissed. I was disappointed. Why in the world am I still here? Why then he took me out? That night, I decided I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going back to the store, buy me another bottle, and I'm going to take those pills, and I'm going to take the entire pill with the bottle, and that should do the work. On my way to the store, I went there. I began to walk around the store, and I found ropes, and I find smaller ropes, smaller twine. Other than with no example here to show y'all. And I went home and I began to play with the rope, try to create things with the rope. And then I went back to the store. I found twine, and I found 3/8 of an inch polypropylene rope. And I just put it there. But the twine, I had an old rope I used to use back when I had sight, and I used to help people move. That what I used to tie down stuff with, and it was that rope I had for over 10 years. I decided to make a circle with it to find out how wide of a circle it can go. It was a 100-foot rope, and I got about that big with it, and then I began to go up with it. That's when I made my first basket, and that's when my weaving journey began. So basically, out of my darkness, birth a fountain of creativities.
Wow, what a story! What a story! Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being vulnerable and motivating us to actually share what has affected us in life. And if you haven't seen Brother Kaleb's work, it is so beautiful. You wouldn't think that he was visually impaired whatsoever. There's so many different ways that his artwork has inspired and shown people a way that you can really do something creative even with impairments. And I know that's not something that you just constantly flaunt. you walk around like nothing is affecting you, and that's one reason why we're here today, because you're definitely a motivator. I'm gonna show them what was on the gallery. You could go ahead and say something.
Okay, well, to be honest with you, when I lose my sight, I start moving around. I start going out. And even though I was making my basket, I have a sister, her name is Gina. She had a heart-to-heart with me that day, one day. She said, like, Kaleb, I know you're going blind, but you staying here, that will be the end of you. She didn't know that I tried to take myself out. And that night, again, I was troubled. And I asked myself, what am I doing? And she said, if you don't go out, that's the end. That night, I was very troubled. And, and I turned on the TV, and a commercial came on and said, I face my fear until my fear no longer exists. And when I hear that commercial, that one statement play in my mind over and over, I face fear until my fear no longer exists. And I was sitting outside, and a brother was too often who lived on top of me, upstairs from me. I asked him where he's coming from. He said he just come from the gym, from the Salvation Army gym. And I said, well, bring a flyer. He did. The next day, I asked my sister to take me to the gym. And that time, I didn't have a proper walking cane. All I had was a broomstick. That was my cane. And I began to go to the gym. She asked me what time should she come to pick me up. I said, no, I found my own way home. And that was the beginning of me getting out of the rut that I was in. And I started to go to the gym. I began to treat the gym like it was my job. Every day, I gave myself a job to do. Every day at 8 o'clock, I'm out of the house. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm walking back home, because the gym is my work. I find a sister there that I worked at before, but this time I'm going to take my body in a direction that it never been before. And the sister helped me train, and I wanted to become a bodybuilder. At the age of 40-something, I was a body. Never worked my body at that level before, but that's my job. Going to the gym every single day for 2 years straight, non-stop. It was like clockwork.
Yeah,
I had to be there.
important. Yeah,
I had to be there.
Yeah, I've noticed. It's
Rain,
important.
sleet, shine, snow. If it was too dangerous for me to go there because it was snowing, then I stay home that day. But next day, I was back in the gym. Even when I injured myself, I pulled a muscle. It was on Thursday, I pulled my muscle. Friday, I went to the hospital. Monday, I was back in the gym. Yes, I could not move the way I wanted to, but I was still there, working my body to a level that it never worked before. My injury, I was recovering very quickly because I stayed active. Then that's when I met a pastor at one of the gym I went to, and we was talking. And I told him that I wanted to become a speaker. He asked me, have I ever heard of Toastmasters? I didn't know who they were or how to sign up with them. But at the same time too, I began to network, connect with this person, that person. That's how I found out about the blind community. That's when they tell me I sign up with them, and I went to vocal rehab over here. Then I tell them, hey, I do not want to keep on coming here year after year. I want to be trained once and for all as a blind man, function fully as a blind man once and for all, so that I do not have to depend on nobody, because I love my independence. Do not take that away from me. And that's when they decided to send me to the school for the blind in Louisiana. And then COVID happened, then they stopped. I had planned to move out of my apartment, move anywhere except Georgia. I don't like Georgia. Too much going on in Georgia. I pack my stuff. Once it's time for me to go to rehab, I will leave. But COVID happened at the window. 2021, and January 7th, that's when I landed in Ruston, Louisiana, Monroe, Louisiana. Then they took me to Ruston, Louisiana for 9 months. It's like being in the birth. It's like being in the womb. For 9 months, I had to learn how to clean. I had to learn how to cook. I had to learn how to use computer, and I had to learn how to use my cane in public. Now, at the school, there was only one instructor in the school, the head site, and that was the shop instructor. Teach you how to use power tool. Till this day, I use power tool. And when he teach us a new tool, he always put on his blinder to show us that even him operating this power tool can be safe even if you are blind. He was the only instructor in the school that had sight, but everybody else was blind. Blind leading the blind, though people say it all the time, but all those instructors was blind. I learned how to use my cane from a blind man. I learned how to use computer from a blind woman. Learn how to cook. Everything was being done by people who are blind. So it was at the school I decided I'm going to take my work to the next level. Before I was just making basket, but once I said to myself, I'm going to take my work to the next level, that's when I began to experiment with rope. And while I was at the school, one of the instructors father was, and he gave me different sample of twine that he used and a store that I can get different colors from. And I've been using those people since then to get my different color twine and different color rope. I get that from other stores, but the twine I get from them. And if you had asked me when I first started weaving, would I be weaving the craft that I'm weaving today? I will tell you, hell to the no. But when a person make a decision to take whatever they are doing to the next level, it's like the fountain of the universe just open. And creativity began to flow. The work that I'm doing today, I can say that I am blessed because I'm doing work that marvel me. The crazy thing is, one day, many times I come to stop weaving. One day, after I weave one of my work, a shadow of sadness came over me. And I was very, very sad. And I said to myself, God, why you allowed me to create this craft and I cannot see it? And that's when I can hear a voice as clear as daylight. Is this not for you to see? It's for the world to see. And I kept on weaving. Then another time, I stopped weaving altogether. And then Imhotep came to me. If you all don't know who Imhotep is, he is one of the Egyptian pharaoh, I believe, and he is a multi-genius as well. And he appeared to me in a dream. It was not a dream. It was like a day like this around 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm just laying in bed. And he asked me, why did you stop weaving? I said, because my thrill is to learn how to make something new. Once I learn how to make it, I have no more need for it. I have no more use for it. That's when he reminded me that, hey, we didn't build the monuments because it was a thrill. We built it so that we can leave a legacy behind for those who will come. And that's when I got out of bed. That's when I grabbed my rope and twine and continue weaving. When God gave us a talent, the talent have never come fully developed. It come in the raw state. My first basket was very raw. I regret I don't have it here with me today.
That's all right.
But it shows my evolution through my work. And now I'm on my third level of evolution with my work because now I'm using metal rod and I'm using other materials to weave. Because I realize that as long as you keep doing what God placed in your hand to do, the fountain of creativity will continue to flow. And though it being 2026 going to be 10 years since I've been weaving off and on, but I've been solidly weaving for over 3 years on a constant basis and on a continuous basis. And I thought I knew it all about weaving until I began to use my metal rod. And now my weave is at a different level. And only the sky is the limit, and I'm still on the runway.
Shit. Yeah, I'll go ahead and show them what the metal rod looked like last night. You showed us a good amount of the artwork here, and we were able to actually observe your work at the Chemic Club.
And I did it, and wow. Once you go metal, you never go back.
That was
Yes, and you know, my work, some say, man, this look like a, you know what?
See, there's so much, like these are candle holders, and then you have what look like hats to me, what look like baskets, you have flower holders, so much. And it's just so, oh man, even the one with the dragon piece when you were talking about Opie and
My tail flame is passed on from mother to child.
yeah, it was very creative being there and just learning more about you and how these works of art have been able to be showcased in such a creative way.
You know,
Yeah, how do you do that? Like, man, it's
you know,
amazing. Look at all this.
it's very that my mother was used to make flowers. And she used those small wires. She had a mold that she would trace the wires on and put glue on the wire and then put fabric on it and mold it all kind of ways to make nice Christmas flowers. And my father, of course, is a tailor. And as a child, I used to go to the bathroom, not to do a number one or a number two, but to use the toilet paper to make all kind of craft with them.
Okay.
And to keep myself from getting caught, I would simply throw them away. But I don't know how much toilet paper my parents bought, but they never asked who's you, because by the end of the day, I will use up an entire roll, from half to a whole roll, just making different stuff with the toilet paper.
Well, it shows that your
Not-
environment needs to be conducive because your parents were able to give you that space to be able to make art, right?
You
What
can
it
say
sounds
that,
like.
or because we were struggling. A house with 6 children, and me being the youngest, and knowing that here I am wasting papers that could be used for something else, you know.
Yeah.
I realized that the gift of my hand have always been there. It's just take God putting me in a position. If I was a truck driver for many years, I drove taxi, and I depend on those avenues to feed myself and my family. And now that blindness came, God had to put me in a place, in a situation where I can be used to create. And I know a lot of people that's watching this right now probably going through the same situation. Some may have an accident where they lose a limb. May have accident where their mind is not just function the same way anymore. It's so amazing how, in a blink of an eye, that your life can change from going 500 miles per hour to barely running 1 mile per hour. Just like that. And it is through those, what we call life-changing events, that we find what our purpose is. Yes, at first it's very daunting. At first, you, like me, asking God, why me? Why not you? Why not me? If I was driving truck, I would not be here talking to you right now. I'll be out there driving truck. But what I do matches with who I am. My weaving, some of my project may take a week. Some of my project takes months. But when it is done, I can look at it and admire it, because I realize that from my thought to reality, whether you are a musician or a dancer, some of the move as a dancer you make, or some of the padding that you do, is inspired by a higher entity, by your higher self. Some of as a drummer, Julian, when you beat on the drum, some of the beat that you make, some of them are you, but some of them are not you.
Yeah, definitely.
Some of them come from somewhere else.
Yeah, definitely.
And my work is the same. Some are me, and some are divinely inspired. Whatever you go to, find your rope and twine. It is your rope and twine that will aid you out of that. That will be your salvation. That will be the anchor that you hold on to. That will make sense of life. Because at first, life will not make sense. But once you find your own rope and twine, you can begin to weave your life all over again. When I weave for the world to show the world that, hey, that's not the end of me. When you do your own weaving, whether it is singing, writing, or athletic, or helping others, all these are gifts of God. All these are part of the community. BAF, when I came from the School for the Blind, I was with Toastmasters. And one of my members with Toastmasters, or the group I belong with, Capital City Legacy, Miss Pauline said, hey, there's a group I think you would love. I say, what is that group? She said, these people try to build their own city. And I'm like, well, that's the group I need to be with.
Yeah.
And then I log on to one of the Toastmasters meeting, and Sister Raven sold me on Black Ultimate Fund, and I've been a member since then. And Black Achievement Fund, I have found anchor, I have found families, and I have found friends here in this organization. And I have showcased my work twice in this building. I was there when this building was just an empty shell. And some of the furnitures, Aki allowed me to put some of them furnitures together. Yes, my hand is my gift. What is your gift? Is it your voice? Is it your hands? Is it your attitude? Your ability to speak or help somebody else to speak? There are many gifts that God gives us. And it's all for the betterment of our community.
I'm glad y'all heard a lot about how you can be motivated, and I was just pulling up the flyer here. Oh, it's already gone, but last night's event was so amazing because we were here at the Chemic Club, and I have the Chemic Club BAF Solutions website up right now, but that event, let me show y'all how wonderful. Each time you do it, it's always amazing, and it makes me wonder who motivated you and how do you keep on moving on? Is there anything that you do on a daily basis? And we've got about five to 10 more minutes left, so this will be our last segment until we highlight some of the ways that you can find Brother Kaleb online. But right now I'm looking at Toussaint Louverture. I know he was one of the people that created the Haitian Revolution and was one of the prominent leaders there. And then you also mentioned the Black Jacobins with Toussaint Louverture talking about. So are there any other, I see a few more books that you suggested.
Three person in my life, three people in my life that keep me going. And I do not want them to have any excuse about life. That is my three children. Khalil, Dion, and Hannah. I keep on going and I keep myself because I want them to know that no matter what life throw at them, as long as that breath on in your life, keep on moving. They are my biggest cheerleader and my biggest motivator because I realize that life will throw a wrench on your salad. And if you stop moving, then that's the end. I want my children to know that at the end of the day, I push myself to my own limitation. I push myself to do what I can do within, because there was a small book I read many years ago. I forgot the name of it. It has something to do with success. It have many different actors in there, and one of the person said that it is not your limitation that define you. It is what you can do within your limitation that truly tell the world who you are. Everybody is limited. I may be physically blind, but we all are blind at some level. We can only see 0.0003% of the light spectrum. We all are blind. It's just I'm at a level of blindness that's a little further than most. But let's face it, I get lost. Those who are sighted get lost. I stumble and fall. Those who are sighted stumble and fall. I get confused. Those who sighted get confused. So what's the difference between you and I? What, I cannot see? Everything that I go through, you all go through it. You are just going through it at a different level. So my biggest motivators are my children. Because I want them to know that keep on going. Don't stop. Yes, you will fall many times, but each fall is a lesson. Me doing what I'm doing, I lost hundreds of dollars over and over. Try to go to this event, dry. Go to that event, dry. Put on a show, dry. But yet I keep on spending money going and doing this thing because why? Success only comes for those who never quit. You fall when you stop trying. As long as you keep on going, success is guaranteed. That's my encouragement to all of you. Keep trying. Keep doing what you are doing. Defy your limitation, because it is what you can do within it that truly tell people who you are.
Wow. That sums it up right there. You answered all of my questions. I'd love to learn more about how people can find you, and I'll go ahead and put on the screen some of the ways that people can find you.
Okay, I'm known on social media as Kaleb the Weaver. My Facebook and YouTube is KalebByssAinthe. That's Facebook and YouTube. My Instagram is Kaleb the Weaver. That's KALEB _ the Weaver. THEWEAVER. My TikTok page, which I'm working on, is at the Weaver, THEWEAVER 32, at the Weaver 32, where you will see my work. Actually, I have a program where I show people how to make an ankh from twine and rope. Is also on YouTube, how to make an ankh. And I plan to have other classes in the future. But you can find me on social media, and my Instagram page, and also my email. You can email me at my first and last name, that's KalebByssaiNThe at iCloud.com. You can shoot me an email and I will get back with you.
Ashe. Man, you've been doing an amazing job. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you'd like to tell to the people? Any more tips, tricks, anything else that you want to get off of your chest?
I said it all to you all. Keep on living, keep on pushing your own envelope, and don't stop just because you're going through a situation. I know going through something drastic is hard. Get yourself together. If you have to cry, cry. If you have to mourn, mourn. At the end of the day, find out what God has for you to do and keep on living.
Ashe.
Thank you.
Man, thank you so much for being here. Whew. At the end of our Master Motivators videos, we always come together, and I'd love to put fist and fist together, and we're gonna say Master Motivators on 3. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Master Motivator! Yes! You! Yes!
Woo, 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 woo. We'll see you. BAF Solutions Network. You got a question, Sister Talitha? Sound like she
No,
got.
no question. I enjoyed the interview. It was amazing. Great interview.
Ashe, Ashe. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you soon. This is Kaleb the Weaver, and anybody else has a question? If not,
Any questions?
let's go ahead and have our commercial. You can drop a comment in. Let us know what you think about Brother Kaleb and his weaving. We're so glad to feature him. You can find his artwork here at the Kemet Club. So you can go ahead and come on down and you can buy your own art right here in the Kemet Club. So we'd love for you all to join us.
The revolution will not be televised.
That's it.
I like to say I
Thank
meditate
you.
on what is
Yeah,
I'm
I
going to
enjoy-
work on.
Yes.
I
Sometimes
meditate on the canvas. And
that balance
after
where
a
like,
while,
sometimes
Statements out to the people through his work, and you
should
do the
I
same thing. Keith,
say
so you
more?
represent
Should I
very
ask
well
more?
here on the,
But
Well,
other
interject.
time, like,
Now we're going to take some time right now to see Malcolm Jamal in action
Perfect.
right here on the BAF.
you answered all my questions.
If
So
you
it was
feel,
like perfect.
because it is
was
your
perfect.
show, if you, because it is your show, if you feel